Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is our dealership, NG Supercars, and it's very early. I had to get here early so I could take back the Bobcat. So we've been doing a lot of landscaping and redoing the driveway and moving dirt and gravel and all sorts of stuff. And I'm sure you guys are tired of watching that because we're back to hopefully just doing car stuff and not worrying about that. So let me give you the status of the shop. We'll bring you along as we do business and hopefully make money and do stuff and make people hopefully happy, buy and sell cars and work on cars and all sorts of cool stuff with Ferraris. Before we get started, if you could support us, we do appreciate that. It does help out this channel. So like, share, and subscribe. That literally helps out the channel. Thank you so much to all of you that have done that over all these years. We truly appreciate it. And you can go to normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us using the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off. And our dealership website, which admittedly sucks, and we are in the middle of redoing it, and hopefully we'll have it redone. I don't know. I keep thinking it's gonna be like a week or two, and it's like, you know, been, I don't know, 6 months or something. Someday we will have a nice new car website. And even if we did, right now there's only like 2 cars in inventory, so yeah, funny thing about that. Also, good news, we have a sponsor, so AW Italian. They've been helping us out. We've been buying their OE parts for forever. So pretty much anytime we need actual Ferrari parts, that's who we go to first. They've been really awesome, and when we don't have a part that's on their website, we just send them an email and we say, hey, I need this part, and give them part number, and boom. They're like, yeah, I'll be here on this date, here's how much, and then they invoice me and it's all set. If you use the code NGS10 on their website, it hooks you up with 10% off anything you buy from them. So we appreciate when you guys support the people that support us. All right, so where are we at? Where is the status of the shop? So Scott's car, my friend Scott's car, all we have to do really is put back in a tensioner bolt, which we have received from AW Italian, and we'll get it put together. I think that's pretty much it. We just need to do some test drives and clean up. Oh, you know what? Actually, we're sending off the car to get the front bumper repainted because it's in rough shape. Up on the lift is a client's car that's getting a clutch. So we did the clutch job, new throwout bearing, new pilot bearing, rear main seal, some other stuff that we took care of, the hose that was JB welded. So we replaced that hose, because Lord knows how long that thing was a holdout for. Probably get it buttoned up most of the way today. We have a few bolts that we ordered that are on their way from AW Italian. Over here, we have a 458 that we put in a Klein Inconel exhaust. It's going to sound absolutely phenomenal. So we still gotta do the tune. We still have to do a few more things on this car. We got a lot of carbon fiber parts to put in it. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear this car running in this video. Over there is Josh's 355. He has completed the timing belt portion of the major. Still gotta put on the valve cover, still got to put in some other stuff, replaced the CV boots and rebuilt the CV joints. Those were in really rough shape. And this yellow 360, which we converted to a manual, we took and did a paint correction, removed the old PPF, did a major service on it, a bunch of work. It's got a headliner got redone. We got to finish up a final few things on it, and then hopefully it'll be ready to go. So I'm gonna say early next week. Over here is a Lexus LC 500. There is someone who actually, 2 people who were trying to make deals on this car, and I don't know what the status is. They said yes, they want it, and then nothing happened. Black 458, that is for sale. So this car is awesome. If you want it, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. My old 430, this was the 430 that started this whole channel. I bought it back from my friend after he had it for like 5 or 6 years, and it's got 76,000 miles on it, so we redid a lot. Brand new clutch, valve covers repainted, intake manifold painted, replaced a bunch of stuff. We still got a bunch more stuff to replace, and it's getting converted into a manual, so that is going to be underway shortly. This is a client's car that we sold. It got converted to a manual, and we have a few things to wrap up. It needs tint, PPF, I can't remember a few other things. I think headers, I want to say engine mounts, and some stuff. So we'll be doing that over the next week or so. And actually, I need to just take care of my cars. So my truck is desperately in need of oil change. So I need to do the oil change and do a transmission fluid change. I just got new tires for it. And speaking of new tires, I have tires for my GT40 chilling back there. I just need to get them installed. I need to get the car in here on one of the 2-post lifts. I suppose I could just do that at home. I might have to do that. We also need a chainsaw, some tree stuff. So We're not quite ready to retire Farmer Dan yet because Farmer Dan needs to bust out the chainsaw. I bought a very large chainsaw because I had a tree at my house that had died. It's gonna come in handy here anyway. So, okay, that's the status of the shop. We did buy 2 Ferraris just a few days ago, so they should be in transport soon. We should be getting those cars, I'm hoping, in the next few days, if not early next week. And then we have a deal to do. That yellow car is gonna get 2 cars traded in on it, so we're looking forward to seeing those cars. I'm gonna guess hopefully in a week or so. It's Thursday, which means Thursday Night Live. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central, we do a live stream. It's a lot of fun. Join us. We talk about supercars and business, and people ask all sorts of questions, and we talk about everything. I need to edit this video. Actually, not this video, the video from last week. So I'm gonna sit down and edit. So I'm gonna edit videos, and then I'll catch up with you guys in a little while. Okay, YouTube, so you remember how I kept saying that this 458, besides getting the Klein exhaust, is getting a ton of carbon fiber, and this guy just went, he did everything. He did everything right. Well, check this out.
That's carbon fiber.
He got everything carbon fiber. All the carbon fiber. Look at that. It's just gonna be amazing. I cannot wait to see all of that get installed. Holy crap. I thought you guys might appreciate that. Well, I'm still editing videos, so I'll get back at it. Well, I'm doing some shop maintenance. Again, the joys of being a property owner. I went over to the other side of the shop and I noticed there was water inside the shop. And I'm like, why is there water inside the shop? Well, a little bit of water, not much. It's because the AC is not draining properly. So I'm gonna go clear out the AC drains using a shop vac. So it's really, what we found works pretty well. If you just kind of suck the drain hose, clear out anything in there. You usually get some debris and shit that's in there. Once you do that, then it seems to work for a while. I suppose the right solution is put some of those anticoagulant chemicals in there, but it's kind of a pain in the ass with 6 mini splits in the shop. We'll see how much crap we get out of these things. All right, that one had basically nothing in it. So let's move on to the next one. So this is the one that's not behaving. Let's see what we can get out of it. Oh! That was nasty. Let's see what goodies we got. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Some nasty water. All right, let's do the others. This thing's pretty heavy. I think it got a pretty good amount of water out of those last few. Do that every few months. Just sometimes we forget. To be honest, we just get busy. Well, at least they're cleared up for now. Hopefully last a little while. Well, you guys won't believe this. A dude reached out to Josh late last night, like I said. He's like, hey, I think I want to buy that Nissan Altima. He just came out here and he bought it. The 2 cheaper cars that Josh bought this week, neither of them lasted more than 3 days. I think that confirms we probably need to buy some cheaper, good cars. That's the thing though, they were both, back to my roots. Yeah, back to his roots. Those were really just good, clean, reasonable daily driver cars. So I guess there's a high demand for that. Interesting enough, also just got a phone call from a guy who wants a car that's not even here yet. So he was just calling because he's like, hey, I just want to know if you guys help find cars, which we don't. By the way, we don't do a finder service anymore. It's just not something we offer. But anyway, I talked about how we have 2 cars that are coming in and they're literally in shipping right now. And he's like, oh, the one of them sounds really interesting. He's like, oh, well, send me pictures and if it's good, I'm gonna buy it. So we may have another car sold before it even gets here. It's crazy, but I guess the problem is we're very picky about the cars we buy. So the cars we buy are really good. We'll send this guy an email and see what happens with that. All right, just chopped up that tree with the chainsaw. And remember how I was telling you at the beginning of the video that we're sponsored by AW Italian and you can get OEM parts from AW Italian using the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off. Well, literally every day we get a box from AW Italian. We do. Pretty much. We're constantly needing parts. So go check them out, awitalian.com. All right, I'm finally gonna catch up on some maintenance on the truck. I'm only gonna do the oil and fuel filters today. I'm not gonna do the transmission until I can get it on the lift. We're just too busy right now, so I'll do that another day. But I got all the stuff to do it. Someone asked, I don't remember who, but they're like, hey, when you do the maintenance on your truck, can you show that? So, sure, why not? I'll show you the maintenance of the truck. It's pretty easy, basically. Mostly easy, kind of a little bit pain in the ass. Hi YouTube, we're underneath the truck. I'm using a GoPro that's not got a good speaker, so excuse the crappy noise. All right, here is the drain plug on the Ram, and it's kind of interesting. It's just a regular 3/8 inch driver. See, so you just actually use this. Actually, probably need an extension. You just use the ratchet. You don't even put a bit on it, which is kind of cool because. All right, so come on, you bitch. Kind of don't want to splash into the pan because then I might lose it for a while, and that's gonna be a lot. It's like 3 gallons. I think it's ready to go. Not much of a mess. I'll let that drain for a little while, and while that's draining, we can go work on the fuel filters. One thing that's really interesting about doing diesel oil is it smells like the diesel gets in the oil, so that's why it's really important to change the oil on diesel trucks regularly. You can smell it. Some of the unspent diesel is getting in there and diluting the oil with diesel. It makes the oil just nasty shit. Okay, so we're at the way back of the truck, almost by the rear axle. And for some reason, they decided to put the rear fuel filter directly above the drive shaft instead of moving it over like 3 inches where it could just fall down right here. But no, instead it's going to fall on this drive shaft and splash everywhere. So there is a petcock right there that we can loosen up and drain out the fuel first, but it's still it's just going to make a mess. So we'll do what we can. I can get a funnel. There we go. That worked out pretty well, actually. Alright. Yeah, stinky. Splashing on me. Now I just gotta get the right size socket to undo that thing. I don't remember what size it is. I know it's big.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Alright, I just grabbed like every single socket I could think of that might fit. Nope. A little bigger. A little bit loose. Diesel coming out. It's like no way to do this without being a little bit stinky. More. God, now it's all over me. Bah. Like I said, you're gonna get covered in diesel when you do this job, no matter what. Oh, there it goes. God, what a mess. Oh, my drive shaft is nice and clean. Nothing like a diesel bath. When you put the petcock back in, do it hand tight. Do not put a ratchet or any wrench on this. Just do it hand tight. Otherwise you can break it and it's expensive to replace. Ask me how I know. Put on a new O-ring. Came with the kit. Put the filter back on. All right, there. Got the filter back on. So put it on. And we're done with the rear. Everything's all soaked in diesel and slippery. Oh, okay. right, it's kind of hard to see, but that down there is the front fuel filter. It's a little bit more of a bitch to get to. All right, I've got my 1/8 inch ratchet on a swivel. It's the easiest way to get in there, I guess. Oh, a bug just flew out of my truck. Maybe it just is easier without any swivel. That's easier. Oh, shit. Spilled some diesel. Okay, and then you can see here's the filter. All right, here's the old filter. I did use like a little pry bar just to loosen it, and then I just pulled it up. So it's just a compression fit. There's no twisting, nothing like that. Let it drain for a little while, then throw it away. So put on the new one, new O-ring, put on the cap, and then we got the oil filter. So again, kit from Doc's Diesel comes with new filter and new O-ring. For the oil filter, there's no way I'm really gonna be able to let you see what's going on. It's here. So you got your wheel, and it's right there. Super limited access. And then there's actually a tool that I bought, this thing right here. So you screw this into the top of the oil filter, because you have to take out the oil filter sideways. If you don't do this, all the oil dumps out all over the suspension, all over your tire, and it makes a mess. So you want to buy this thing. All right, we're using the old Shell Rotella T6 heavy duty engine oil. It's 10W30, fully synthetic. It's about 3 gallons. A lot of stuff. All right, added the 3 gallons. Last thing is air filter, which is pretty easy. It's just a bunch of Phillips screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple stuff. That's it. So the only thing left is you go into the computer and you tell it to reset the oil life and the fuel filter life, which is just pushing a button and holding it. That's it. Pretty simple. Obviously the fuel filter stuff's a little bit different than most cars, and God, it's stinky. Really stinky. Anyway, that's it for today. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Join us at the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Central every Thursday. Talk about all sorts of cool stuff. So we'll see you then, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Friday, and we have a running 458 with a Klein Inconel exhaust, and it sounds awesome. So we're just doing a quick check to make sure it's got no leaks and stuff. We'll get you some good revs and stuff with that car later. So Nathan was noting, he's like, man, it's crazy how quickly the color on some of that changes. Yeah, all the Inconel stuff kind of gets that bluing effect. It's basically a titanium alloy of some sort. They do cool shit to make it sound and be better than regular titanium. But anyway, just making sure it burns in nicely. You can smell it burning in the new cat. This one actually has headers, sport cats, and then of course the muffler section. Yeah, this thing's badass. Hell yeah. All right, YouTube, we moved the 458 off the 4-post so we could get Scott's car on the 4-post and theoretically get that car done today. Theoretically. I don't want to say anything anymore because every time I say anything, it doesn't happen. Actually, I'm going to change this. We're not going to get it done today. There's no way in hell it'll be done today. It just ain't going to happen. Assuming that does not get done today, because it's not going to get done today. Once it's not done today, we'll take it over to Podium and they're going to repaint the front bumper. After that, then I think we do a paint correction and it's all done. So it won't be done for sure. Got it? Good. All right, we're getting this car situated. We got Scott's car back on the lift, gonna button up the timing belt service. Josh is adjusting some parts on this car. We're gonna get this car back up in the air so we can get a few things done on it. All right, YouTube, it's 5 o'clock on Friday. It is now officially beer 30. The weekend is starting. Where are we at? So, had an exhaust leak on this. We think we got that resolved. Put on some more of the carbon fiber parts. Put on the front carbon fiber canards. Oh, yeah, those are sexy. Those are from Capristo, and they're awesome. And over here, we're wrapping, geez, don't do that to your teeth. He's over the bottle. We're getting Scott's car, so it's basically almost done. We should have it fired up early Monday, and then it's officially done, and we can take it over to Podium to get the front bumper repainted. Lots of progress on the clutch customer. Got gearbox oil. Did we put engine oil in that thing?
Yes.
Okay. So
it's actually ready to start. It just we're waiting on those.
Oh, the exhaust bolts.
Exhaust bolts.
So the only thing we're missing is those stupid exhaust bolts. Well, those should be here any day now.
And we have to calibrate the clutch.
We got to calibrate the clutch, and then we still got to do the TPMS thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Yeah. Holy crap. We might have like 3 cars being finished up. Oh, yeah. The yellow car has just a few more things to tidy up. And then we can start 2 big projects again.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It never ends. And, a car that we bought just arrived here. So I'm going to go show you that thing real quick. You guys will like this one. If you want this car, I would act extremely fast because it's not going to last long. Oh yeah, I need my glasses because it's nuclear bright outside with the concrete. Oh man, we're just gonna get out of the way. This car has a ding on its Carfax. It was in a small accident. It's not perfect in that respect, but it's the spec. This is the shit right here.
If y'all aren't careful, I might keep this one.
Dude, this is...
I would sell the 355 and keep this if someone doesn't buy it.
The black roof, that is actual paint. This is not a wrap. Rosa Corsa, got the proper wheels, painted black, carbon fiber seats, carbon fiber steering wheels, carbon fiber shift pedals, carbon fiber center console, carbon fiber driver zone, carbon fiber door cards, carbon fiber kick plates. No carbon fiber here. Ignore that. What else is going on? Watching. Doesn't have any carbon fiber back here, but that can easily be changed. Oh, and the only downside, it doesn't have reverse camera, but...
And in full disclosure, the rear bumper and this piece have been repainted.
Yeah, so that's where the accident was?
Yeah, it was in the back.
Oh, you know what I noticed? There. Fixed. Fixed it. It's starting to get the classic Ferrari crack. So every single one of these 458s that have the composite, that piece cracks. So that one's cracked. This one is not yet. That's pretty typical. 100% of them do that. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, this is one sick spec right here. See, it needs those Capristo canards.
It does?
It really does.
It has 43,000 miles on it.
43,000 miles?
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, this one is not going to last very long. So if you want it, I would get in touch with us immediately. Yeah. ASAP.
Eventually.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Monday, and I need to figure out what the heck we're doing today. I know we should be able to get Scott's car finished. In fact, I think it's basically done except for putting back in the interior and the under panels and the engine panels and just giving it a good test drive and make sure nothing leaks. Please, please, Lord. And then we can take it over to Podium and get the front bumper repainted, and then it's... Oh, and then we're going to do a paint correction and stuff, but that's basically about it. So it's, I think, basically done. We'll be working on Josh's car some today. Gotta get some of the stuff wrapped up on this car today. We gotta get the tune done. The exhaust is basically done. We gotta get the rear bumper, obviously, back on. Wrap up some more carbon fiber parts. It's pretty darn close. I gotta look at the list of stuff we gotta do on it, but it's really, really close. Josh's Tesla is here because, well, he took that 458 that we just got. He took it home for the weekend. We like to drive the cars, make sure that they're actually working. Plus, you know, it's one of the perks of this job. This car, the clutch job, is very close to done. We're waiting on like 3 bolts. So 3 of the exhaust bolts broke. Honestly, I need to double check on the tracking. If they haven't shipped out yet, we'll just have to go find some locally. I think we could have that car done today. Probably. Yellow 360 is really close to getting done. Again, it's got just a few more things to button up. Once all those cars are done, then these 2 cars need to go on the lift. So this car needs like valve cover gaskets, exhaust manifolds, engine mounts, trans mounts, some other stuff, and then mile 430 needs to be converted. Got most of the stuff basically ready to be converted, like the trans is out and all that stuff, so that's great. It should go pretty quick. No reason why we couldn't have it done this week, but I mean, yeah, you know how it is. The LC500 deal seems to have fallen out, so that car is still available. The 458 is still available. So now we got that 458 that Josh took home for the weekend. It'll be back here today, the one with the black roof. And we have a 430 Spider. Should be here any day now. And it's also 4th of July week. So 4th of July is this Friday, so we're gonna have that day off. And let me tell you, this was the first weekend in, I don't know, many months where I just got to enjoy the weekend and not stress out. It was really nice. One of the flaws in running your own business, and especially in being a YouTuber, is that it's relentless. It just doesn't let up. It's one of those things where if you're not working, you're not making money, you're not progressing. And this is true of both small businesses and in particular YouTube, because YouTube is is awful. YouTube is constant march. It's like there's just always something to do. There's always another video to film. There's always some video to edit. And you can get ahead, but that takes even more energy and effort, and it takes a lot of planning and stuff like that. And honestly, for the type of videos that we're doing right now, these vlogs, I can't really get ahead because, well, you guys are watching the previous week's video. Back to the small business part of it, there's only me and Josh running the business, and then we have the two guys helping us out with wrenching on stuff, and now we have Rachel helping us with answering phone calls and emails and working on the website. So there's only 5 people total. So when we're not doing stuff actively, the company isn't really progressing as much. Constant push mentally and physically to just make more things happen, to do more stuff. And this weekend, my wife was like, hey, I want to have, she planned this months ago, we're going to have this party for some of my coworkers and some of my friends and blah, blah. So I had a couple of my friends over, and I got to just hang out with friends, drink some beers, eat some barbecue, and just relax. And it was wonderful. I needed it bad. I was on the brink of having burnout, bad burnout. I'm still kind of on the edge of burnout. If you've been running your own company or running a YouTube channel, you know, like after a while, you're like, I need a break. I need to turn off. Unfortunately, my only planned vacation this year is still over a month away, but that's not bad. I can survive a month. I can make that. But I thought about that a lot. I'm like, man, I need to do that more often because it just resets my brain and gets me in the right place. Because now I'm feeling more motivated to get some shit done today. So I want to get some shit done today. We're gonna bust some ass. It's gonna be a good day. I can feel it. I can feel the energy. Maybe it's just because the ACs are working really well. By the way, don't forget to clean off your AC filters. We had forgotten to do that in, I don't know, 6 months or something. They were disgusting. And as soon as I pulled them off, the amount of air they started moving was like 5 times as much. We're like, oh, that's probably why the shop wasn't keeping up with the heat as well as normal. Yeah, because the ACs were disgusting. So don't forget to clean off your AC vents and your AC filters. All right, YouTube, got caught up on some emails and other stuff, and I think we're ready to attempt to start Scott's car.
Are we doing it?
I mean, it's got fluid.
It's got timing belts.
It's got timing belts. Bled the F1 system, everything. Obviously, it's gonna bitch about the airbags because the seats aren't in. Okay. Oh, you got a immobilizer.
I did.
Oh, you did it? Oh, his car is quiet. That's right. He's got the thing disabled.
The horn?
Yeah, the beep beep. Maybe because the seat's not in?
The one is flashing.
Oh, no.
It's not happy.
Nope, something's unplugged or something. Damn it. Was hoping we'd just have no issues, but no. All right, so while we're waiting for Scott's car to get a charge on it so we can run that car, we did start up this client's car. The clutch job's done, reset the clutch, so that is officially done. Only thing, well, not quite. We still have to set the PIS. In order to set the PIS, we have to drive the car and get the clutch really warm. So you're supposed to set the PIS when it's hot. So we got to do that still. That's the last thing left on that. So now we're working on the TPMS sensor. I don't know what happened to it. Something weird happened to it. So hopefully we can get that all situated. Well, YouTube, it's ready for its first drive with the new clutch. Take it out for a spin, set the PIS, and then if everything's good, we'll put back on the bottom panels, the rear diffuser, top panels, give it a nice bath, and then send it home. Yes, also we did splice in the new TPMS module thing. There was definitely some janky wires going on there. I'm not sure what happened there, so hopefully that fixed it. I did read all the tires are reading properly, so it is definitely something with the sensor, not the tires. Because we wanted to double check that maybe battery wasn't dead or something. All right, let's take it out for a spin. Well, YouTube, it's been a month and Scott's car is running. Now we just need to, oh, that sounds good. Now we just need to put the interior and all the other crap back on. Oh, and get it painted, and then it can go back to Scott. Hey Scott, guess what? Your car's ready. Almost. All right, YouTube, it's like 5:30, 5:45. It's beer o'clock. Josh and I are chilling. It's kind of end of the day, wrapping up. So we got the clutch car basically all set. We test drove it a bit. We want to test drive it some more. We're going to put the bottom panels on and button up this car tomorrow. We replaced the TPMS module and the wiring, and that did not fix that problem. So yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. So that car is basically done. And then over here, Scott's car. I just cleaned the interior using the extractor, so we're gonna let it sit overnight so it'll dry, and then tomorrow morning we'll throw in the interior, and this car will be done, and then it'll go over to Podium to get painted. That car is basically done. Then we'll move on to the yellow 360 and the 430 and the 430. And oh yeah, and there's another 430 coming in tomorrow too. Crap. Oh, and we gotta work on this thing too. Son of a bitch. Well, we still have a lot to do. That's it for today, so we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, YouTube, it is Tuesday. Okay, I had to think for a second there. Josh's Speedster is here because I believe he sold it. A fan of the channel showed up one day, was chatting with Josh, asked about it, and it was one of those where I was like, Josh threw out a number, the guy said, okay, and so he's selling it. In fact, not sure if this is gonna happen, but Josh is talking about selling the 355, selling the Porsche, and then keeping the 458 that we just got. And he says it's kind of like one of those that's like it could be a forever car, which I could see that. So anyway, where are we at? Well, we're gonna get Scott's car wrapped up. I cleaned the interior and let it dry overnight, so that should be good to go. We'll just throw the interior back in, throw the panels on, and then we'll send it over to Podium. So I need to give them a call, make sure that they're okay to accept it today. This car, I sent him some emails. He's got to make a couple decisions real quick, but basically we can start putting on the panels and wrapping this car up, and then it's up to him if he wants some of the other stuff done. So then we'll get this yellow car up on the lift and finish it up. We got to finish up a few things on that 458, and then that car should be done. So I'm gonna say maybe the next day or two, definitely this week. And then we got those two cars, which we'll get started on. Lots of wrenching going on. And I also think I'm going to drill a hole in my trash can. So whatever animal has been taking and grabbing stuff out of the trash can, did it again last night. Not as bad as the other night. This time he just kind of opened it up, clearly popped in there and grabbed some trash out of the trash bags. But I think I'm gonna put like a ratchet strap or something on that thing so it holds it down. Of course, then they'll probably chew through my ratchet strap. It's worth a shot. Joys of living out here in the middle of nowhere. I also have an old friend from high school swinging by the shop, so we're gonna have lunch together. And then this afternoon we decided to sponsor a local baseball team of like 8 and 10-year-olds or something like that, or 8-year-olds, and they're gonna swing by the shop and we're gonna show them a bunch of cars and stuff this afternoon. So that'll be kind of cool. So it's gonna be a strange day, but a good day. So I'm gonna sit down, answer some emails, and then drill some holes in the trash can, and then wrench on cars. All right, YouTube, we gotta shuffle the deck. It's time to move cars around. The 430 Spider, we're gonna get on that lift to put on the bottom panels. Once that car is done, which should be shortly. Still gotta do some stuff on that car. Sorry, I'm not really filming a whole lot, just kind of between wrenching and sitting on the computer and answering emails and stuff. All right, YouTube, so Scott's car is all done. It's outside. We're gonna take it over to Podium to get the front bumper painted. Then it will be done. Looks like Alan's already got the A-frame out of this car. I went to lunch. I was only at lunch for maybe an hour. Making quick work of this. We got the valve covers to do, engine mounts, and some other work, so we'll be working on this car. And then that's the clutch replacement car on the lift, and we're just buttoning everything up on that car. It is basically done. It's actually getting picked up tomorrow. Alan washed it already. It's nice and clean. It's ready to go for him. We'll probably give it another test drive, just be safe, but everything seemed to be in order. So I'm gonna go test drive Scott's car real quick, just as a sanity check. And we have another car that's gonna be here within the next half hour that's getting some minor work done. And we have another car that's showing up next week to get some work done. But again, small jobs, keeping busy. Okay, YouTube, I need to do some test driving. So Alan's got the A-frame out on this car. We're doing valve cover gaskets, engine mounts, and a few other things. We just got in another car. We're putting in cat deletes, a tune, and doing some service work, oil change and stuff. Now I'm gonna go drive that car because we already drove it, but we wanna drive it some more. In fact, the customer specifically said, please go drive it hard, so it doesn't break when I get it home. So I'm gonna go drive it hard. Oh no, please don't make me drive your Ferrari hard. Can't remember if I told you guys, but we actually sponsored a local baseball team. Well, we let all the kids come here. I'm just gonna quickly pan across. I'm not really gonna show any kids directly, but here you go. Lots of kids. Some parents, but lots of kids over there. There's like 10, 15 kids, so. Anyway, I didn't want you to have any identifiable information on these kids, but yeah, we thought that was pretty cool. So we let them come into the shop and check out all the cars.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday, and today is going to be some wrenching and some computering. Alan's here. He's been working on this 430, which we already got converted. Now we've got the valve covers out. We're gonna clean these up, replace the valve cover gaskets, and get those back in. We're also doing engine mounts, and we're doing IPE headers, which we do sell on our website, normalguysupercar.com, using the code NGS10. It hooks you up with 10% off. Oh yeah, those puppies look awesome. We've sold a lot of IPE headers, by the way, on F430s. They're just good, and they fit really easily. They go in easily. Alan didn't have too much difficulty. One or two of the bolts was a little bit over tightened, which these are factory headers, so I don't think these have ever been replaced, or maybe they are Mark IIs. I don't know. A couple of them gave him hell, but it wasn't too bad. So he's making pretty quick work of this car, and I just realized that I'm missing some parts. So unfortunately, we won't be able to finish this car up today. Otherwise, we probably could have, or at least finished up these parts of what we're doing to this car. So we're also going to be lowering the suspension, getting window tint, getting a PPF, and some other services. So this thing's getting a lot of stuff. Over there, Scott's car, we've got the 458 exhaust and stuff is basically done. We still need to do brake bleed and finish putting in a few of the carbon fiber parts. Some of them had some fitment issues, so we sent those back to get replaced. This yellow 360, as you know, we had this car converted. We did a full-on major service on it. Well, I'll admit, I screwed up. I didn't put enough of the goop on the gasket in the left front corner, and it's leaking a tiny bit. Also, we noticed that the power steering is leaking, which was, I guess, something we just probably didn't notice before. So we're going to clean up both of those things on this car. Then this car is all done. Josh's car is, well, waiting for Josh to make some progress. Over here, this client's 430, we're going to be doing cat deletes and a tune, and then possibly some other service. When we got it here yesterday, we looked around and we noticed that the valve cover gaskets are leaking. So again, I need to order more parts for that, and I think we'll be doing that. I'm just gonna kind of catalog anything that we see wrong with the car and say, here, kind of the way we operate is if we see something wrong, we just say, hey, here's something that's wrong. It's up to you if you want us to fix it or not. Like, I mean, I don't care if you wanna let your car leak oil, that's your prerogative. If we see something that's dangerous, we'll say, hey, we really think you should do this because it's probably dangerous. But again, it's up to you. It's your car. If you want, if you see a fuel pump leaking and we tell you about it and you're like, oh, I'm going to take that risk. Well, okay. We probably won't drive your car if it's got a leaking fuel pump, but that's your choice. The stuff going to be going on today, and I'm going to sit down and I'm creating spreadsheets for all the jobs that we do so we can catalog all the parts and get better organized, because that's one of the things that's been kind of killing us lately is just now that we're doing more and more service work, it's hard to stay on top of the organization of the service work because it's fast moving, lots of moving parts, lots of parts literally. So it's tricky because then parts are being pulled off the shelf and I don't know how many things are in inventory and if we need to order stuff and whatever. So that's where we're kind of at. Well, YouTube, I've been trapped in here on the computer, inventory update day. So I'm recataloging all of our inventory, creating a nice spreadsheet to track all of our stuff, and then have it hopefully help me order what we need to keep on track of everything. So super boring, awesome stuff today. Not really. All right, YouTube, we actually are getting a rain in the middle of the day. It's not super hard yet, but it's a lot of wind. We're hoping maybe it'll be enough rain to test out the drainage a little bit. I don't know, it's got to get a lot of rain to really test out. All right, YouTube, the rain was pretty weak. It didn't really do a whole lot. So yeah, in fact, the concrete's pretty much already dry. You can see water starts to pool right here, and then you can see it starts to head that way. And then it kind of forms a little bit of a lake right there in the corner. Although admittedly the water was flowing from that lake across and then heading towards the creek, so that's good. As far as over here, wow, it smells interesting out here. It smells like fresh rain. It kind of is nice. Over here, well, what we're gonna do is a little bit of water pooled up right there, which I was trying to dig it so it goes towards that grate. So I probably need to like dig a trench or something and then have it go to the grate, and then same thing over there. We're gonna buy like those collapsible flexible gutter things and just run those bags into that drain over there. That way those gutters just dump straight into the French drain. So I think that will help move some of the water out of the way. That's it for today. I literally sat at the computer all day making spreadsheets and organizing all of our inventory and stuff, because it's just one of those things where you you know, you hit a wall and you're like, all right, we have to do this. We have to organize. So I'm organizing shit because it's really important. So that's what I'm gonna do probably tomorrow too. So anyway, tomorrow's Thursday Night Live, 8 p.m. Central. Join us. And unfortunately, we're not doing it this week because it's, well, tomorrow is the last day of the week because it's 4th of July. So we're gonna actually take the 4th of July off. Looks like Alan made seriously good progress on this thing. We're missing some parts is the problem.
Actually, no, it's ready to start up. I just need to hook up the connectors here.
Oh.
But I want the valve covers secure overnight, so.
Yeah. No leaks. No leaks.
Yes.
Hell yeah. So we got new valve cover gaskets and
Headers.
IPE headers. So the only thing left is the engine mounts, which we're missing. We're missing the nuts for it. We have the bolts. We're missing one stupid nut. How did we lose that? I don't know. Get that. Start it up, and then we can start taking care of some of the other stuff on that car and get that wrapped up. But I guess that's it for me today, so I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It's Thursday, which means it's the end of this week in the life of running our dealership, NG Supercars. It's been a busy week. We did a lot of stuff, got a lot of cars really close to done. One car went out the door. That's good. It's very close on the yellow car, getting really close on this 458. We got this new client's car that we're going to start on in, I don't know, the next day or two. Just waiting for a lift to free up. And actually, we're pretty close to getting some of the stuff done on this car. It's actually, I think, ready to drive. We got the valve covers and the headers done. Just got to do the engine mounts and then some other stuff like lights, suspension, alignment, PPF, tint, and some other stuff. Still got a lot of crap to do, but making progress. Unfortunately, we're not doing a live tonight. Tonight, we're taking the day off because it is July 3rd. So we're kind of treating it like a holiday and giving ourselves a break. So we'll see you guys next week on the Thursday Night Lives. And of course, we'll see you next week in the next week in the life of running our dealership. So we do appreciate if you guys could support us. Check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us using the code NGS10 and NG Supercars, our dealership website. All right, guys, thank you so much for supporting us over all these years. We love you guys. You're awesome. And we'll see you in the next video. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.